Welcome to Stories of Vitality Women Being Well with BDJ Studio and BPI PhilAm. I am your host, Jasmine Mendiola, and I will be with you today for our program. For the Gen Z Bellas who aren't familiar with Tita Jazz, I am a work from home, homeschooling mom of six, and a wedding makeup natural beauty makeup artist. I create content on getting the glow at home, getting the glow from within, and the joys of homeschooling through living books. I am also Vivi Amos, Innovations or Product Development Lead, and I am so excited to be filled with vitality like all of you through the wellness stories of our guests and resource speakers. As a woman doing so many things, I am so excited to be part of this wellness conversation because now more than ever, it's so important to choose to prioritize our well-being. But before we start, reminding that we have a lot of promos for our live stream. What's a BDJ event without promos, hindi ba? Okay, so you know the drill. Number one, stay tuned because after the program, we'll be announcing 10 raffle winners to win a Vitality Kit. Make sure that you sign up at the link. We'll be flashing for a chance to get called. The winners of the raffle draw should be present or we'll forfeit the prize and move on to another winner. Number two, share your reflections, your takeaways, and we'll select 5 top takeaways to win a Quest Journal Mini. I think it's the one like this, di ba? And then number 3, share this live stream and the top 10 who gets the most engagements will win a digital wellness kit, a cash flow tracker, and a 200 peso voucher on crazyaboutpaper.com. Promo number 4 will also be selecting 5 top badgers or the most active in the comment section who will win a Quest Journal Mini. Number 5, host a watch party and invite your friends to watch with you. Watch party host who gets the most viewers will win a Quest Journal Mini and Essentials Notebook. Number 6, napakadami talagang promo. First 20 hosts will get a digital wellness tracker, a cash flow tracker, and 200 peso vouchers at crazyaboutpaper.com. And then, post a picture of your watch party with friends virtually or personally using the hashtag Women Being Well and get a chance to win a Vitality Kit. Number 8, stay with us until the end of the live and we'll give you exclusive downloadables. Ayan. So, kamusta ang bagong taon so far, Bellas? Let's have a quick check-in this afternoon. Sige nga, can I see the comments in the comment section below? How are you feeling? Ano ang feelings? May comments na ba? Paano ba to? Natitita ako. Wow, first time Bella po. Ayan, so hindi ako kilala ni Cheska. It's mine. Ano pa? Sige. I'm sure keep the comments coming, okay? While waiting for our fellow Bellas to come join us for an entire afternoon of vitality and wellness. Nag-sign up na ba kayo to win a Vitality Kit? Because if you haven't, sign up now. We'll be flashing the link to the sign-up page. Ay, nalaglag yung painting. Go, dali, sign up. Pati yung painting ko gusto mag-sign up. Invite your friends to watch with you by tagging them in the comments below, ha? Ayan. So, okay. I think we can start. Before we start and call in our first speaker, I'm sure you took part in our 21-day wellness challenge. Yung mga nag-take part sa 21-day wellness challenge, can you comment done if you completed the challenge? Patingin. Diba? Ang exciting talaga. Oo. So we all know that we're here to learn about overall wellness and to meet powerful women who are wellness champions in their own right. But how do we achieve a state of balance and make sure all aspects of our wellness are in check? You heard that right. Wellness isn't just one aspect. It isn't just weekly visits to the spa or yung pa-yoga-yoga paminsan-minsan or yung mga out-of-town trips na hindi naman natin nagagawa lately every now and then. Okay, so today we will talk about how we can make wellness happen. It's by keeping our well being, purpose, connection, and security all in check. Because we can only be prosperous in love, in health, time, and money if we are conscious, well, and balanced. So para siyang ano, 'di ba? Pag sinabi mong wellness, I don't think all of us realize that it's like a language. Everyone uses it, but each person experiences and expresses it differently. 'Di ba? I'm sure some of you are familiar with the languages of love, 'di ba? So pati wellness, may language din siya. It comes in all shapes and forms with different aspects and nuances. So, maraming salamat, Bellas, for choosing to start your wellness journey with us. So, it's our hope today to empower you in celebrating the power in taking care of your mind, body, and spirit. So by the end of today's session, we will become multilingual and more inclusive when it comes to the topic of wellness or vitality. Pagkatapos na to, expert na tayo lahat sa wellness. We can invite our friends para meron na tayong mga wellness parties. Ganyan, okay? Without further ado, let's call on our speaker for well-being, who is an integrative medicine physician, clinical acupuncturist, and functional medicine practitioner. She is the founder of my go-to health and wellness center, Centro Holistico. A virtual round of applause, please, for Doc Candy Dalman. Hi,
Hi,
Doc.
good afternoon, everyone. And so nice to see you again, Jasmine. I haven't been seeing you.
Yes, Doc. Oo nga eh. Ay, sinisingil na ako ni Doc ng bisita sa clinic. Sige, Doc, I will give the floor to you. So excited to hear about your well-being.
Okay, so I've prepared some slides for everyone. So let me just share my screen. Okay. All right. Okay, so I decided to entitle this very short talk, The Wellness of Being You. I always often get asked whenever I get first time patients, Doc, what are we gonna talk about? Like how am I gonna start this? And I always tell my patients, guys, it really depends on you. Like your wellness journey is always gonna depend on what you want out of life. So I just want to share a few things. Now, as Jasmine mentioned a while ago, I'm a medical doctor. So I'm a functional and integrative medicine doctor. So in short, I'm in the wellness industry and I've been doing this since back in 2013. We established our clinic, Centro Holistico, back in 2014. And then that's when we started sharing the gospel of wellness, kumbaga. And I'm also a mother. I am a mom of two. I have a 2-year-old bouncing boy and a 4-year-old girl. And I'm also a wife to another doctor. My husband is Dr. Ryan, who's also a partner in our clinic. So I juggle many roles. I'm a mom, I'm a doctor, I'm a wife, and right now I'm also trying to be a golfer. So sa dami ng inaatupag ko in life, I really have to strive to be well. So I just want to give like a few tips on how it is. Now, before we start, I always get asked this. Doc, ano bang wellness? Okay, what is it? How is it, why is it important? Now, whenever we hear the term wellness, majority of the people already automatically think, is it healthy, being healthy? Is it having great laboratory workup, like mababa cholesterol, walang nararamdaman? And I always tell them, it really depends on you. Your wellness is very much connected to your well-being. And how is this? Now, the wellness word, it's actually a very modern word with ancient roots. It has two main tenets. It's supposed to be preventive and holistic, and it actually dates back to the ancient times. If you look at our practice, if you Google what wellness is and what are the components of wellness, the practices you can actually look at it from the ancient times, from the practice of yoga, the practice of meditation. It's from east to west, from India to the Roman Empire to the Greeks. Andyan na siya. Wellness has been there for a long time. Now, it's actually just recent times that people wanted to define it. What is it? How do we mesh together um, these practices into modern medicine. So, in a nutshell, we kind of define it as wellness. Wellness is actually defined as the active pursuit of activities, choices, and lifestyles that lead to a state of holistic health. So please note the word, it's an active pursuit. It's not given to you on a silver platter. You have to actively work on it on a daily basis. And our ultimate goal is really to have a good state of holistic health. Why is it very important? Because when we are actually healthy, we will be able to do the things that we want to do. We will not just look well, but we will feel well. We will feel like we are happy, we'll feel more alive, and we will feel more rooted. It extends beyond just the physical health, and it incorporates the different aspects of a person's being. Like every time we do our consultations with our patients, it lasts for like over 40 minutes, sometimes even up to an hour or more, because we really go through the different aspects of their lives. We go through not just diet, not just exercise, we even go down to their spirituality if needed. It really, every single aspect really affects your health. So these are the like this in a nutshell. These are the six different aspects. I will go through them one by one. Just a very short description of these different tenets of wellness. So what are the six dimensions? So number one is the physical, and that's what we're really very focused on majority of the time. It's to have a physically healthy body through nutrition, exercise, sleep, etc. Whatever you put in your body, whatever your body does, that's the physical dimension. Okay, so usually a lot of us we get stuck there. Whenever I ask patients, whenever I go through a patient's lifestyle, whenever we talk about their nutrition, a lot of them are actually pretty good. They sleep well, they exercise regularly, they eat well. But then, why is it that a lot of them don't feel it? Why are they looking for something else? Why are they seeing me? Why are they going to the clinic? It's because their other dimensions are not exactly on point. Now, these other dimensions, number two is the mental. It's your engagement with the world through learning, problem solving, creativity. It can be emotional wellness that you're having issues with. Emotional is at being in touch with, aware of, accepting of, and able to express one's feelings and those of others. So it's not just about your emotions. It's about connecting with other people. It's whenever we are humans are social beings. Okay, so right now with this pandemic, we're actually getting a lot of people that have very poor emotional wellness, social wellness, because we cannot see people or we're not allowed to be with the people that we love as much as we were with them before. So whenever we feel all of these things, it has effects on our health. So we have to address these things. Spiritual dimension, it's our search for meaning and purpose in human existence. I think that's one thing that differs humans from other species is our sense of purpose, our sense of meaning in the world. And when people don't have this spiritual aspect in their lives, they start feeling weak. They start feeling as if they don't have a purpose in the world, and their health slowly deteriorates. And that's actually a very true. We've seen it a lot in people. That's why we in our clinic we also we also have life coaches on board, so that if ever these are the things that they're having issues with, we can easily refer them. Social dimension, connecting with, interacting, and contributing to other people in our communities. Even the most introvert person needs another human in their life. It's all about connectivity. It's all about sharing that energy with another person. Even if personally, I'm actually kind of an introvert. There are times that I just want to stay at home. I'm actually okay with staying at home, but I still need that social connectivity for me to be able to function better, and for my cortisol levels to start normalizing in my life. And of course, our environmental wellness, a healthy physical environment that's free of hazards, awareness of the role we play in bettering rather than denigrating the natural environment. So whenever we go through consultations as well, I always ask, what is your environment? Do you live in a house? Do you live in the city? Or like Jasmine, do you live in some place outside of the city that has more fresh air? Or do you live in like BGC in the middle of all of the traffic and all, and pollution? How do you interact with nature? Are you able to go to the beach once in a while? Are you able to hug a tree once in a while? Or are you surrounded with concrete? We always ask this because it is very essential to our health, and it is with our physical, our where we are exposed to on a daily basis actually dictates what how our wellness is. Now, all of these, whenever we take all of these the six dimensions together, it will dictate how our health is. Now, this is what we call the illness wellness continuum. Most of the time, whenever we see patients, they are actually either in the poor health zone, in the yellow or the neutral zone, yellow to green zone. This is the at least 70% of the population, or 70% of the patients that we see. Now, it's why is it that we want to be in the good health or in the optimal health side? That is our goal, actually, to be in the good or actually in the optimal health side. Why is it? Because like right now, for example, we have COVID going on, and actually dengue as well. It's rampant. I actually just got out of the hospital because of dengue. Um, we we want our bodies, the baseline, to be at its optimal health, because whenever, in the event that you do get these diseases, let's say you get a viral infection, you don't automatically go towards the red zone, towards the diseased zone. Your body is equipped to be able to handle these diseases. So we want all of the wellness dimensions to be optimal for you to be able to achieve optimal health. Now, every single one of those dimensions, they play a role. If for the physical is just literally the physical side, okay, it's just one aspect. In any part of the six, there is an issue, your your health will start deteriorating. So we want all six to be optimal. Now, my I just want to share some of my wellness basics. Now, I came when I was going when they invited me to do this talk, I actually, a lot of things are going through my mind. Why? How am I going to share a 1 hour talk? Usually with my wellness talks, I usually good for an hour. How am I going to share it in 20 minutes? But I just want to make it. I made it more personal, with some of the science behind it. So I'm just going to give you some of the basics that I do, in order to keep my well being in check. Okay, now, number one is physicality, food and movement. These two are very important because you do this on a daily basis. You eat, you drink every day, and you move every day. Well, ideally, you move every day. Now, how we eat, what we eat, how we move, what type of movement we do actually dictates our health. You have to eat. You have eat to live and not live to eat. Now, there are some people, they live to eat. They just love food. Okay. And I totally understand that. Me and my husband, we also actually love food. But you have to go back. What is the purpose of food in the first place? It's to nourish our bodies. And it's really to make sure that we're able to get the macros, the micronutrients, to be able for our bodies to function and for us to be able to do what we're supposed to do in life. Okay, now so that's one thing, you have to eat to live. It's all about that. But then again, it's all about balance. I get a lot of questions. What type of diet am I supposed to be in? Should I be a vegan? Should I be vegetarian? Should I remove red meat from my diet? It really depends. Okay, that's why this whole talk is really about it's all about you. So, like me personally, I advocate I advocate eating plants, of course, but I'm personally not a vegan. So I still have my meat, I still have my fish and my chicken, but majority of the food that I eat are usually plants. So that's how I balance things out. And of course, I do the 80-20 rule. So if you eat well 80% of the time, you have that 20% leeway to kind of cheat during the weekends or when you're out with your friends and stuff like that. Now, eat to live. So, what are you supposed to eat? Okay, so number one rule is to eat real whole foods. If it looks like it came from a plant, it looks like it came from an animal, that's what we eat. As much as possible, we try to remove the processed foods in the diet, anything with preservatives. Our goal is to have both calories and micronutrients to combat oxidative stress. And of course, do not eat excessively. When you eat excessively, when you eat more calories, you actually burn these off and you create more oxidative stress or free radicals in your body. So you just have to eat enough for you. You can work with a nutritionist for this. Just they usually do computations based on your goals. But as much as possible, do not eat excessively. Or if you know that you're gonna eat excessively, like for lunch, maybe you can adjust your dinner, something like that. Again, it's all about balance. Now, what types of vegetables should you eat? I always tell my patients you have to eat the rainbow. The different colors of the rainbow in your fruits and in your veg represent different types of phytonutrients, antioxidants, vitamins, and minerals. So the nutrients that you get from your greens are kind of different from the ones that you get from your reds and your oranges. So what I do is every day I try to eat like at least 2 to 3 colors of the rainbow. And then at the end of the week, I make sure that I have all 7 of them. And you can actually do this for your kids, guys, because with your kids, but they like coloring stuff. So you can try to make some a coloring something coloring a coloring book where they can color what vegetables they've already eaten. Sorry, that was my daughter, yung maingay in the background there. So they can color like the vegetables they've already eaten, and then at the end of the week, they'll see that, oh my gosh, they've eaten so much rainbow already. Now, another thing is sleep and sunlight. These two actually really go together. It's absolutely essential, not just for recovery, but also for your sanity. Now, whenever we sleep, of course, our bodies recover. And at the same time, you have to get the sunlight in the morning in order for you to help regulate your sleep, and not just your sleep, your hormones. Your sleep is actually regulated by hormones, so it's your melatonin and your cortisol. So whenever you don't get enough sleep or you don't get sunlight, one of the your sleeping pattern will start becoming more erratic. And once your sleeping hormones start becoming more erratic, it will affect the rest of the hormones in your body. Your whole endocrine system, all of the hormones in the body are actually very much connected with each other. So you have to make sure that you're getting enough sleep. And for you to get the proper type of sleep, you have to expose yourself to sunlight in the daytime. Okay, so minimum sleep for adults is 7 to 8 hours in a dark, comfortable room. You have to make sure that you get some darkness there, because so that your melatonin is not inhibited by the light. And limit light exposure at least 1 hour before sleeping. Now, relationships are actually very, very important. As I mentioned earlier, we are social beings. Isolation, loneliness, bereavement, and conflict has actually upregulates your inflammatory processes, and it can actually reduce your functionality. So it's very, very important to keep your relationships. Now, me personally, I have lots of friends I have different groups. So whenever, like, this whole pandemic has really been hard, even with Zoom and StreamYard and everything, because I'm not able to see the people that I want to see. So it's really been hard. So I try my best to keep my relationships as much as possible. Purpose. Now, one thing that I always ask my patients is, why are you doing this? Why do you want to live longer? Why are you here seeing me? Why do you want to live a healthier life? Because when you ask that, when you have your purpose, when you know why you're doing this, you will just do it. No one has to force you to eat better. No one has to force you to exercise. No one has to force you to wake up every morning at 6 o'clock so that you can run or you can walk or you can work out. It will come naturally. When you find your purpose, it will make everything go more smoothly. And studies have also shown that having a purpose leads to a longer, healthier, and wealthier life. When you find your purpose, everything will just, everything just pans out. It will help also maintain your function and in your independence, even when you start getting older. And of course, like what I've been mentioning earlier, balance. You have to enjoy life, okay? Happiness makes your hormones better, okay? You have to give yourself that 20%. Like what I mentioned earlier, 80% of the time, you eat well, you do everything to make sure that your physical body is good, but give yourself that 20%. If you think that a glass of wine is gonna make you sleep better in the evening or make you enjoy your dinner more with your friends, then give yourself that glass of wine. But at the same time, you have to know your limits. You have to know when to stop. You have to know what will make you feel good. You have to know you have to know just when your body will stop. Okay? So give yourself that happiness, give yourself that 20%, but at the same time, you have to know your limits. So what do you do? How do you keep that balance? So again, you have to ask yourself, why am I doing this? What's my purpose? Why do I want to feel well? Why do I want to keep my body healthy? Do I really want this? Now, and more importantly, can I live like this? I always ask that to my patients. These are the things that you have to ask yourself. I tell you to do this. Your goal is this. I tell you to do this, but can you live like this? Then that's when you make the adjustments. And of course, more importantly, are you happy with all of the things that you're going to do with your life? My why. These are the next few things are the reasons why I do these things. My family, my beautiful children, my husband. I do it for love. I do it for my family. I do it for fun. These are my friends. We have like a mini show that's one of my passions. So I do it because I love life, because I want to have fun. And I do it because I know that I'll be able to help more people. This is one of my passions. Wellness is my passion. It's not just my business, it's my life. And that's one thing that we can all find, your passion. So you just be you. You have to know your strengths and your weaknesses and you use them. If you know that cooking is your strength, well then do all your meal prep. Make sure that you're able to shop good food. Do not be afraid to ask for help. Definitely, that's what we're here for. That's what your coaches are here for. And don't forget to love yourself. Love yourself enough to be well. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Doc. Ang ganda naman nun. Yung balance talaga is different for different people, no? Malay mo, yung exercise is just 10% for some. Yung mga ganon, hindi ba? So it really has to be sustainable. I remember you always tell me this nga. And then you also spoke about purpose. Thank you for sharing your passion and for all of the things that you have shared. Paano pa kaya ang 1-hour talks mo? 20 minutes lang nakakabitin.
Oh.
Ayan. Sige, Doc. We'll see you again in our panel discussion at 3:35.
I'll see you guys.
Salamat, Doc. So now let's talk about, sabi nga ni Doc, diba dapat You know your why. So what about your purpose? Our speaker for purpose is a positive psychologist, a Gallup certified strengths coach, and a certified action learning coach. She offers her workshops and coaching expertise to a wide range of companies. She has coached quite a number of diverse individuals worldwide. So let us welcome Coach Celine Sugai. Hi, Coach. It's nice to meet you.
Jasmine, it's nice to meet you too.
Ayan, I'm so excited. Let's talk about strengths, ano pa,
Yeah,
purpose, game.
definitely talking about purpose. So let me share my screen also. And I love that, that Dr. Candy was actually started it off and she had shared her purpose as well. So lots of things that she said that resonates with me too. And that really like I could identify with a lot of things that she was talking about. I'm just wondering if you can see my screen. There you go. Okay, good. Great. Okay. So thanks for the introduction also, Jasmine. And, I do a lot of work around well-being and positive psychology, and purpose is something I don't always like talk about as a whole, right? But it super resonated with me. I was like, yes, when Dr. Candy said, how do I talk about purpose in 20 minutes when usually I spend an hour and a half, 2 hours in workshops with my participants. And so, what I want to do in the next few minutes with you is to really go through first what is purpose and really just defining it and what that looks like. Right. And then we want to connect this to our intellectual wellness and our spiritual wellness, which is two of the areas part of this women being well identified areas of wellness. And then we have how to actually find purpose. And I'm going to share this amazing framework with you that will really get you started to think of your purpose as well. So what is purpose then? In this event and how this women being well event identifies and defines wellness, purpose is that how you align yourself to a greater goal that is beyond you. Okay, so lots of right. If you think of it, it's like a greater goal beyond you, and there's just this big thing that you can explore. So much to look at. The first thing I want to show you is that purpose is often looked at as a noun. And when we think of it as a noun, it's a thing, right? It's a solid, one identified thing. And what happens is the purpose when we look at purpose, it looks as a reason of why we do something. And Dr. Candy shared her why, right? And there can be so many different kinds of whys. And so when we look at purpose also as a noun, it's really looked at an intended or desired result. So when it's a noun, it's a defined thing, there's an ending. And the challenge with this is that when purpose is seen as a noun, we tend to get ourselves stuck in a role. I'm a mom, I'm a teacher, I'm a friend, I'm a lawyer. And the challenging part of seeing purpose as a noun and when we're stuck in a role is what happens when the role no longer applies to you? What happens if you're a lawyer and then you shift into becoming a teacher, right? Or let's say you're a doctor and then you decide to become a full time mom. And so that purpose ends up making you lost, right? It ends up making you question your purpose all over again because it was attached to a role. And so my first invitation to you is to go away from seeing purpose as a noun, but it's seeing purpose as a verb. And when we see purpose as a verb, it's to be able to set an aim or an intention or a goal for oneself. And it's really something that's active, very much like what Dr. Candy was sharing earlier on. It's ongoing. And I really like in this definition the intention, meaning we're always thinking about it. We're always questioning ourselves. We're always asking ourselves, are we doing our purpose? Are we living out our purpose? And so when it is a verb, it is something we do instead of something we are, right? We when we are something that goes back to the role, when we do something, it's continuous, it's ongoing. And oftentimes when you're asked what is your purpose starts with to. I do something, to do something, to help people, to teach people, to empower people. And that's what it would sound like when your purpose is a verb. Why is it even important to talk about purpose? And, just to again solidify what Co- Dr. Candy shared earlier on, when people know their purpose, they're more optimistic. They're more positive in life. They're grounded. They have something to keep going back to. Even when challenges come in life, they can still stand up at 6 in the morning and do whatever it is they want to do and do whatever it is they believe in doing. And they are satisfied with their life. They know why they're around, right? They know what they're contributing to the world. And so, how does purpose now tie in to our intellectual wellness? When I think about intellectual wellness, it's really like the first thing that came to mind was growth mindset. It's this opportunity to know that we can continue to develop, continue to grow. We can learn new skills. We can learn new information. When there's something we don't know, then we're open to feedback. We're open to just gaining new experiences and new learnings. Well, on the other hand, we have our spiritual wellness. And this is, I was like, when I was thinking about it, oh, okay, I'm talking about purpose, but spiritual wellness also uses purpose in its definition. And so, really, for me, the spiritual wellness is knowing that you were designed a very specific way and that you have God-given talents, right? It's maybe a lot if for people who maybe are not very religious or are not very connected with God, then maybe it's just the universe, that there's something bigger, something grander outside of you. And that there's always this opportunity for us to contribute to that when we're able to zone in and kind of just reflect on what we were given as well. And coming from, how what purpose is, intellectual wellness, spiritual wellness, I was like, okay, so how exactly do I want to talk about purpose then? And I actually caught myself like staring at this PowerPoint, this specific slide of these two definitions. And I was like, okay, where do I even start? Because, there's so many things to talk about purpose. There's Ikigai, there's Start With Your Why, right, by Simon Sinek. So there's just really lots of ways to go about talking about purpose. And then it hit me and I got so excited because I went back to my positive psychology roots. And I was so fortunate because my positive psychology teacher, when I took it in 2018, was Karen Rockide. And Karen Rockide is a leading happiness expert and and the creator of what she calls Purpose Girl, which is really the movement to empower purpose-driven living and purpose-driven women. And how she defines purpose is something I find very strong and empowering, but also at the same time simple enough to just understand and grasp and ground yourself on. And so, how she defines purpose is the active way you uniquely impact the world. And there are three main keywords in this statement. The first one is active. It is a journey. It doesn't just happen to us. We don't just stumble upon our purpose, right? It's something we intentionally look for, we intentionally try to pin down, we intentionally work on. And when you have it, it doesn't stop there. Just because you have your purpose now doesn't mean it will stay the same purpose forever for the rest of your life. Sometimes it might change, and sometimes it might just stay the same, like similar to it, but it evolves. And so it's something we continuously develop. The second keyword here is unique. What we do and how we do it is very different from each other. Yes, Coach Dr. Candy believes in wellness, right? I'm sure her purpose has definitely something to do with help people work on their wellness, to help people live a well life, right? I have my purpose, which is very much similar, which is to help people in terms of their well-being. And I'm going to share more about my purpose later on. But you can see she and I do work in the similar fields, but we have very different ways of working at it and helping people through our own ways. And so you want to look back into really your uniqueness and what makes you different, what you bring different to the world. And then lastly, the active word here, the key word here is impact as well. How do you contribute to the world? What do you give back? What do you give to the people around you? Your purpose is something you give to yourself, but it's also something you ideally are giving also to other people around you. And you want to just, again, go back to the difference you make because I am who I am and you are who you are. And so, with because Karen Rockind really believes in purpose and she is the purpose girl, she actually has her own framework for purpose, which I'm super excited to share with you today. And and so where we start with in terms of purpose is our values. Values are basically what is important to you. And so, as you listen to me, maybe you can start commenting in the chat also. What is important to you? When we know our values, they can definitely inform our purpose. Keep in mind that what we value is not automatically our purpose. Okay. It's not, I value my family. And so what happens is I value my family. My purpose becomes I'm a mom. And then I get stuck in that role, right? It becomes everything for my family. But remember, you have more to give than that, right? And so values can be beauty, justice, recognition, fairness, status, openness, family, communication, love, financial stability, right? Money can definitely be a value if it really is a value for you, right? There is no right and wrong for values. It is really up to you what is important to you. Something to remind yourself of in terms of values is it acts as a compass. It helps us make decisions. It goes back to at the end of the day, right? If I value my family and a really amazing job opportunity will take me away from my family, then that makes you question, right? Will I take the job opportunity because of money, or will I say no to it because I want to stay with my family? And so you want to think of what your values are and what is important to you. What are your non-negotiables? And then your you have the next one, which is our skills. And skills are really what we do. These are things that we do well. These are things that we can learn. These are things that allow us to accomplish our everyday tasks and even our jobs, right? They can also even be a hobby, like playing basketball, musical instruments, they can be something more related to your work. Like for me, it might be public speaking. It might be getting my message across. It's communication. And so think of what are the things I do well? What are the skills I enjoy learning and developing? And this is not just what are the skills I want to learn, right? But it's what are the skills I enjoy learning and developing. And I'm going to continue asking you guys questions. And so as I ask you questions, feel free to post your answers in the comments. And the next one in this purpose framework is your experiences. And experiences, whoops. Okay. So experiences is really your wisdom. It's all of your wisdom and knowledge. It's what you have actually gone through already in life. It might even include, the not so pleasant experiences you have in life that you definitely have learnings about. Sometimes there are, things that are maybe traumatic for us. There are difficult things that we've had to experience in life. There are challenges, but we've gotten through them, right? And we are where we are today. Maybe we're even going through certain things today, and you want to see this as an area for your wisdom. It is something that really makes you more experienced in things than others. These can also be the more, smart book things like the theories and the concepts. And for me, my experience is I have experience in counseling, right? I have experience in talking to people and helping people. I also have experience and knowledge and wisdom in psychology, in disorders, abnormal behaviors. But that doesn't mean I always have to use all my experiences and use all the knowledge I have. And so for experience, you want to ask yourself, what do I know that gets me excited? What do I enjoy learning about, right? In terms of theories, it doesn't have to be necessarily things you do. And then what information am I excited to share with others? Because yes, I know a lot of the disorders and I know a lot of the abnormal behavior, but in all honesty, it doesn't excite me. If someone asks me, Celine, talk about histrionic and being narcissistic, I'll be like, okay, I can do it. But it's not something that will get me as excited as talking about purpose, as talking about well-being. And so, what information am I excited to share with others? And then, if you look at it, if you look at these two parts of this framework, these two actually compose your intellectual wellness, right? It goes back to your experiences and the continuous growth. On the other side, on the left side of this framework, is your passions. And passions really is what you love. It's something we enjoy and love to do. Remember, though, that just because you're passionate about it doesn't mean it always has to be your purpose. Oftentimes, we're passionate about things that are our hobbies. So I'm passionate about crafting because I love to craft. It brings me joy. But guess what? Sometimes when we make our hobby into a job, it becomes a job. It becomes something that takes away the joy and the passion for it. I did that once and literally I got to a point where I was like, I don't want to make this anymore. I hope no more orders come in anymore because then the joy out of the passion was taken away. And so when we think about our passions, you want to pay attention to the activities that have a strong pull for you. It's that strong inclination, that you're just naturally drawn to something. And that's likely telling you where you are passionate about. It does Our passions become a self-defining part of our identity, especially when it's now seen in our purpose, right? It becomes it becomes a part of our identity, so much so that there was this 2003 article written by Valorant, and Valorant says the theory of ERS, ERS, ERS. And what that means is if I am passionate about teaching and it becomes my job, it becomes my purpose to teach, I become a teacher. Teacher, right? I'm passionate about painting. My purpose has to do with painting, has to maybe, telling stories through my artwork. Then it's again, I become a painter. And so for me, I am passionate about coaching and I am a coacher. And so for passions, you want to ask yourself, what am I passionate about? What do I love to do even when it's difficult, even when it's challenging? And this then helps you start integrating that passion into your identity. And the last part of this framework is your strengths. And strengths is really how you shine, how you sparkle. It is who you are. It is showing up the way you want to be experienced and the way you want to be seen by others. And a lot of times, these are things we don't even know we do. But then people are telling us, hey, you're really good at this. Ang galing-galing mo dyan. And because we're Pinoy, oftentimes we say, not really, hindi naman. But then you want to think about those moments when people tell you you're good at something. And so really pay attention to the things that come naturally to you. And when we talk about strengths, you want to ask yourself, how do I want others to experience me? How do I function in the world that makes me shine and sparkle? And you want to see this framework as something that is an it that that's something as a whole. Your purpose is an intersection between passion, strength, skills, and experiences. And it looks at each part together as purpose rather than each part being infused as purpose. And how do I now, where does this play into my purpose? And I'm going to quickly share my story with you. And so, um, when I started working, my purpose was in all honesty, it was money. Fresh out of college, I knew my parents weren't going to give me allowance anymore. I had to earn, right? I had to make my own money. And that actually, yes, it worked for some time, but eventually it was I don't want to go to work anymore. I was Friday, I was like, yes, it's the weekend. And then I think of like, oh no, and then it's Saturday and Sunday, and then oh my gosh, it's Monday again. Right. And then I realized, okay, because my background is psychology, I went back to my purpose of I actually want to help people. And so I went back to school, I took my master's in counseling, and then it was like, okay, to talk to people, to help people. But it was so broad. It was to help people. And so I got lost also in that rhythm of like figuring out how do I really want to help people. I was really going back and forth. I was trying many different things. I was learning new theories, new ways and skills of counseling people. I was trying to counsel people in different fields, like whether it was depression or addiction, anxiety. But I was just getting lost in that whole thing as I learned more and I spread myself so thinly because I was learning so many things, but there was no grounding point because my grounding point was to help people, anyone and everyone. And that was a starting point. And then I discovered strengths through the Clifton Strengths Assessment. And that was really what opened me up into positive psychology and into helping people focus on what's right with them. And that was the turning point for my purpose. And then it started becoming more defined. It started becoming more of an identity for me and something I personally identified with. And I'm just going to link this a bit to something that resonated with me while watching K drama. No spoiler alerts, promise. And so, something with the founder of this group called Sandbox, there's a logo of this girl on the swing. And she actually said she always found the girl on the swing to know her why, to know her purpose. Because when we know our why, when we know our purpose, because it's very, again, it comes out into our identity, then it's something that will keep us swinging through life amidst the challenges. It's something that even when the swing, if the swing breaks, if we fall off of the swing, we'll stand back up again, or we'll even repair the swing so that we can keep going. My purpose is to help people go through the process of self discovery, self acceptance, and self love so that they can fall in love with themselves and celebrate their sparkle. It is something I constantly do for myself. It is something also I constantly give to others. And in everything I do, it goes back to this. If a project comes up, I go back to my purpose and I think, will it allow me to help people celebrate their sparkle? If the answer is no, automatically I know I'm not saying yes to this project. If this project is just going to derail me from my purpose, then it's an automatic no. It's very clear. I don't even have to think twice about it. And so, as I wrap this up. I know I'm a bit over time. Sorry about that. But purpose, remember, is a journey. It is something you actively do. It is something you actively work on, and it is something you actively give back to the world. It is something greater than you that shouldn't just be for yourself. And the last question I want to leave you with is what fuels you forward? What is something that you want to do despite the challenges that come your way? Even if you have to stay up at midnight. I'm studying positive psychology again, and I'm up at 1 a.m. until 3 a.m. learning more about positive psychology, and I keep going. It is something that you are going to continue doing despite the change in roles. It is something that when you fall, when you fail, you want to stand up, back up, because it's going to keep fueling you forward. Thank you, and remember to celebrate your sparkle.
Thank you so much, Coach. Ang ganda naman nun. All the questions that you ask, I really wish we had so much more time to go through all your questions. So I hope, Bellas, you're taking notes. I hope you have your BDJs open, you're taking down notes. Kung wala, then make sure that you join our promo so that manalo kayo ng mga quest journals. Tapos meron kayo pang notes. I'd like to engage everybody in the comment section. Sige nga, can you tell me like if for example your well-being is 100%, ano dun sa mga minention ni Doc Candy, ilang percent ang physical wellness niyo or what makes up that physical wellness? Your mental wellness, your emotional, spiritual, social, and environmental. And realizing that purpose is not a noun, sabi ni Coach Celine, diba? It's a verb. So what are you doing na kumbaga grounds you there? What is your passion? Iba pala ang passion sa purpose, 'di ba? What are the skills or your experiences and your strengths that really propels you or fuels you to contribute or make an impact. Ang ganda talaga. It really na-energize talaga ako sa conversations natin. Sobrang thank you, Celine. We're going to see you at the panel discussion. Maraming salamat. Ayan. So we have two speakers down. We are halfway in the program. We hope you're enjoying and learning as much as I am. Diba, do you feel that surge of vitality? Kahit ano, no? Sa screen lang. So just a reminder, get your questions ready, okay? So that our panel discussion and Q&A at 3:30 will be really packed. Next up, our speaker for connection is a creative entrepreneur and marketing consultant. She is the co-founder of Where to Next, a community of creatives based in the Philippines. She advises organizations on branding, customer acquisition, and online community building. So, Bellas, let's give a warm welcome to Ayan De La Torre. Hi,
Hi,
Ayan.
Jasmine. Thank you for having me today. And happy weekend to all the Bellas and everyone tuning in.
Ayan, are you ready now with your slides, Ayan?
A little bit nervous, but I super enjoyed Dr. Candy and Celine's talk. As in, I was also taking
Diba?
notes. My crossbow now. Diba? My product plug. But I'm really happy to be here and hope I'm also going to learn more from the community since it's not really like a lecture, right? It's an ongoing conversation.
It's a conversation,
Yep.
that's right.
So I'm excited to dive in and game na? Game, okay, great. So give me a thumbs up if you already see my slide. Great. So thank you guys. I'm Ayan De La Torre from Where to Next, and my topic is on connection. I've seen firsthand the power of people coming together. And due to the lockdown, most of us have been stuck at home. Para ang hirap na minsan mag-socialize. We rarely get to have the opportunity to talk to our friends and loved ones face to face. But as we slowly transition back to a world where we can hug each other again and exist in shared spaces, then it's really important that we find the courage to connect with each other instead of isolating ourselves due to our own fears and doubts. So that's really the main point of this talk. But before I get into that, gusto ko lang magkwento muna ng a little bit about my story as well as my purpose in relation to what Celine and Dr. Candy mentioned kanina. So I've loved stories since I was a kid, as in I couldn't sleep unless my parents told me a bedtime story. And they've lived exciting lives before they had me, so ang dami rin nilang kwento. They would tell me about their time as activists in the underground movement, ano yung mga communities that they belong to, as well as beliefs that they stand for. And as I got older, I was able to experience the world through my own set of eyes. So na-form ko na rin yung purpose ko. And as mentioned by Celine, it's something that I do. And that's something I try to live by, is to create space for people's stories so that they can deepen their relationship with other people, with their natural environment, as well as with their inner selves. And I tried to live this why through many chapters of my life. After a brief stint at corporate, I started a project with my friend Rachel Aquino. Without a business degree, without a 3-year plan, we published Where to Next. So every year, meron din kaming annual planner where people contribute stories of hopes and struggles. And we brought people as well to the outdoors and witnessed them fall in love with nature. Eventually, I dabbled in other mediums. I also launched a podcast recently, a year ago, with my friend Jen Horn, where we talk about the possibilities of living a more mindful world. And what I realized is that the crafts or communities we belong to, we can also use it to champion advocacies we believe in. So my advocacy is giving voice to our indigenous communities, letting them tell their story instead of speaking for them, as well as using stories to really make people come together and unite to help our more vulnerable communities. So speaking of connection, I think one way to define connection and to reflect it is to remember a time when we were disconnected, when we felt like we didn't belong. So maybe this is something that's a bit more personal that you'd like to write down on your journal, or something that you'd like to share in the comment section. When was the last time that you felt out of place, where your voice or insights weren't heard, where you didn't feel safe and you felt detached to the experience and the people you are with? I'm sure no matter how extroverted and social you are, may mga times talaga na pakiramdam natin na outsider tayo. And for me, one of the times that I still remember, nakatatak pa rin sa ulo ko, was years ago. I felt like an outsider when I entered UP Diliman because I was delayed by one semester. Everyone had friends, lahat sila may blockmates. So I chose to spend my breaks mostly in the library because I feared that I would be eating alone in the cafeteria. I know it really felt like a painful moment in my life. And eventually, I found ways to go beyond that. I joined orgs, clubs to meet people. But sometimes, but sometimes I find myself still in a big crowd or with a lot of people, and I still feel that sense of loneliness, as if I was still in that library. So that sense of being an outsider doesn't mean you're just physically alone. Sometimes you could be surrounded with hundreds and hundreds of people, everyone talking, everyone wanting your opinion, and yet there's still that sense of emptiness. So in Brene Brown's research, I know all the fellas, they probably love Brene Brown. She talks a lot about vulnerability, but she also explored the concept of belonging. So that feeling of being in place or being seen, whether in our work, in our family, or in our communities, when that is taken from us, when we feel out of place, it is really one of the most painful experiences we could endure. Dr. Kendi mentioned kanina that we are social beings and we are neurologically hardwired for belonging and connections. Merong thing called mirror neurons in our brains that are activated or respond when we actually interact with one another. We want so much to feel like we belong that sometimes we sacrifice ourselves and who we are in order to achieve it. So I guess my main point is not to get to that point, to actually seek spaces where we feel welcome, where we feel like we belong, and where we can be who we are. And even though that takes some time to nurture those relationships, it shouldn't feel forced. You shouldn't be sacrificing your values and who you are just to fit in. And this quote super resonated with me na sinabi ni Brene Brown. It's a bit of a paradox, but your level of true belonging can never be greater than your willingness to be brave and to stand by yourself. So sometimes being alone and being able to stand up for what we believe in is how we're going to connect and truly belong. Because if we're always just trying to fit in, if we're just trying to be perfect and to make sure that everyone else loves us, then we will never feel that sense of truly belonging. So just something to think about and reflect upon. So as I was reading her research on belonging, as well as from other supporters and other experts as well, I found out maybe like three main points that I really resonated with and I've applied in my own life. So we can truly belong if we see others as complex beings who can hold multiple and sometimes conflicting truths. What do I mean by this? People are not a one-note person. You cannot put them in a label or a box and just assume that that's the only identity that they have. What their political belief is, their religious belief, how they eat, what they look like, what their race is. We are complex beings with multiple lessons to share. And if we see it that way and we extend compassion and care towards others, then we can find more ways to connect. Second, to belong sometimes means to anchor ourselves on something bigger than ourselves. I guess it's similar to the framework of purpose na parang if hindi lang puro self-driven goals, if we actually seek shared identities and shared communities and find people who are super passionate about the same causes as us, then ang sarap sa pakiramdam. I've seen this firsthand when I became more interested in nature, sustainability. Sobrang dami kong na-meet ng mga tao na parang, wow, kahit kakakilala lang namin, kahit 1 week pa lang or 1 month, I felt like I've known them for a whole lifetime. And it's really a good feeling to champion causes while at the same time feeling that sense of connectedness. And the last one, in relation to what Brene Brown mentioned, is that we have to have the courage to sometimes be alone, to sometimes have that uncomfortable, disruptive silence in order for us to strengthen our own values and beliefs if the situation calls for it. That being alone and lonely are two different things. And it's really something that I'm just learning at 30, that, it's okay to stand alone. It's okay to express what I feel, even if others disagree with me, because that is how I'm going to learn. That's how I'm going to grow and how I'm going to find my tribe. And yes, mukhang a lot of people agree. Rochelle said people are different, and yet everyone is a source of learning and growth for you. So to flip my first question of when was the last time you felt like an outsider, I guess something I want you to reflect on and maybe share on the comment section or in your journal. When in your life did you feel most connected? Ano yung pakiramdam when you finally found someone or a group of people where you felt like you belong? Just to share, at the start of the quarantine, I felt so deprived of social interactions as well as interactions with the natural world. Most of my plans were postponed, and just like everyone else, I felt lonely. But as the months go by, I started doing things. So I started to take up pottery. So passion, sabi nga naman ni Celine kanina, just something out of joy, happiness, not really about the output. I started planting pothos and all of these herbs, became a plantita myself, which I'm sure all of you guys are very into. And I also started baking. And for me, these seemingly small hobbies that I did alone really helped me realize that everything in life comes in seasons. There's so many factors involved that are beyond our control, but if we learn to be patient with our growth and learn to be in tune with ourselves and what we like and what we enjoy, then we're on the right track. It took time for me to feel like I was truly connected to who I am before I could be connected to others when I took the time to slow down. And now I'm always listening or always reminding myself of nature cycle. You know, everything comes in seasons, everything is slow. And rather than always wanting things to be instant, like, okay, gusto ko best friends na kayo kagad, or I want to earn this much, I want to be able to accomplish this much in X months. I realized through the pandemic, through the quarantine, and through looking in that, you know, I need to take time. And being forced to slow down made me realize how grateful I am with who I am and what I'm still capable of learning. So just some sharing from my own journal. By learning to be at peace with my growth, I now have the space and energy to be present with others. So again, it's a paradox. In order to connect with other people, you need to start looking in first. As in, you need to take the time to be, you know, uncomfortable with just figuring out, what do I really want? What do I enjoy? Without thinking about the approval of others, without thinking whether or not you'll be perfect or great at it, but just something that you'd like to do. And for some, as mentioned in Rochelle, sometimes it's also faith, right? Like exploring your faith, but realizing what is important. I watched the movie Soul. So kung start up kay Celine, sa akin yung Soul movie. And I realized that who I am and what my purpose is not what I do. It's being able to live your life as full and as present as possible. So kung may word man ako for the year, it's really the word presence. To be wherever I am and to be fully there. And I've seen the effect of this in my own relationships, whether that's just having breakfast with my parents or doing hiking and socially distant recreation with my friends or even cooking a meal from scratch with my boyfriend. I also see it in my work at Where to Next, to be present where I am and to quiet down the noise in my brain so that I can focus and get the most out of living in general. And something I always tell myself, Ayan, your worth, your purpose in life is not measured by your output. It's not measured by how much good you get or how much recognition you have, but it's really measured by how much that you were really, truly there. So as a call to action for you guys and something to try to apply to make sure that we deepen our connections, start by being more curious with the people around you. Listen, ask them questions, kamusta ka? Knowing that you can always learn something if you meet people up close. If you've never interacted with your neighbor, maybe now is the time because those are the people that are accessible to us during this pandemic. Second, while you're curious with people and communicating with them through with compassion, you should also be able to share your opinion and your values, even if it means telling others, I disagree. I don't believe that. I have a different point of view. That is totally okay. Because for me, meaningful relationships are not conflict free. They're actually spaces where you can disagree, where you can, have little conflicts, but at the same time, my psychological safety. And you feel safe enough to say, I have a different opinion, but I'll still listen to yours. And I hope you also take into consideration my own point of view. And last, while I'm telling you to find people that you can disagree with, that you can fight with, and that, you can have this healthy debate, it's also important to set boundaries for yourself. Hindi naman kailangan laging uncomfortable, right? To feel belong is to just be yourself, to be able to relax and unwind. You know that feeling na parang if you're in a conference and you don't know anyone and you're like so strict and stern, feeling belonging is like coming home, like being able to feel like, I can just be me. And this safe space for yourself could be a self-care routine, whether it's just turning on your candle and writing down on your journal at the end of the day. It could be a person that you can call whenever things become truly chaotic, or it could be stories that you tell yourself when everything else feels uncertain. I say it's truths, and I got this from my friend, writer Isa Garcia, na parang, ano yung tatlong totoo sa buhay ko when everything else feels uncertain and I don't have the answer. So for me, some of my truths are, one, I feel overwhelmed, but I'm doing the very best that I can. Two, my purpose, my worth is not measured by my output, but maybe by how kind I am and how much I extend that compassion towards others and also towards myself. And three, there's so much in my life that I am truly grateful for, and that's something that I should always pay attention to. And last but not the least, I want to leave you with this. Again, in order to connect with others, we must first look within, and the stories we tell ourselves matters just as much as the stories we let others hear. Thank you guys, and if you'd like to reconnect with me, feel free to follow us on Instagram as well as at where2next.ph. Maraming salamat.
Maraming salamat din, Ayan. I'm sure the Bellas learned a lot from you. Nakakabitin naman talaga to. Kasi the connection that we feel, as in, parang sumasabog yung comment section and I can't blame them. We have a Q&A pa. We'll see you at the panel discussion, Ayan. Okay? That's at 3:35. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Jasmine. And thank you to the Bella community for being so active in the comment section. I'm going to read them all now. Salamat.
I'm sure you will feel that you belong here in the Bella
I feel
community.
seen already.
Ayan.
Thanks, Jasmine.
Thank you, Ayan. So now we're down to our last but definitely not the least of our speakers. Our last speaker will talk about security. She was an investment banker turned full-time homemaker and now writer and speaker on money and family. She is a behavioral economist, just like Coach Celine, also a Gallup certified strengths coach and columnist at PhilStar.com. She is the owner of FQMom.com and the president of IFE Management Advisors Incorporated. Send love and heart reacts to Rose Fresh Fausto. Hi, Rose. Welcome to the BDJ studio.
Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Rose. Are you ready with your security talk deck?
Yes, I am, but I'm a little bit lola when it comes to StreamYard sharing, so bear with me.
Ayan, eto talaga ang pinaka-kinaabangan kong talk. Kasi ang hirap din naman to feel the wellness kung mahirap ang pakiramdam mo, di ba?
Spot on.
Ako talaga. Oo. So, let's be real.
Yep.
Let's face reality.
Yes, let's do that. Hello? I cannot hear you right now. Can you still hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Rose. Please.
Yeah.
Ayan.
Okay, can you see my screen right now?
Yes, we can. Ay,
Okay.
nawawala.
Nawawala siya. All right. Sige. So I think the Lola can handle this. Okay, so again, good afternoon to all the Bellas. I am so happy to be here. Thank you for inviting me. So after you've listened to our three wonderful speakers talk about well-being, purpose, and connection, I hope you still have that energy to listen to this last talk. As a matter of fact, I'm going to talk about energy, that very important fuel we need in order to achieve all those things that they talked about. Because let's face it, how can we have wellness? How can we follow our purpose? And how can we be connected if there's no food on the table, right? So I will be talking about security in the context of financial wellness. All right. So, what does financial wellness mean to most people? And more importantly, what does financial wellness mean to you? You can already start sharing your answers by writing in the comment section. And so we can have some sort of a conversation. No? This week, my article on philstar.com, by the way, I write for them on a weekly basis. It's called FQ Corner. I asked this question also. And here are some of the answers that I gathered. One defines financial wellness as being able to send all my children to school until college. One says it's being able to travel without withdrawing everything that I've saved up for. Another one said it's having a mortgage-free house. But let me share with you this very short but very effective way of putting it. Financial wellness for me is simple. If I die tomorrow, I won't be a burden to my family. If I live today, I'm a blessing to people around me. It also means that I have the freedom to say no if it compromises my values, integrity, and reputation. Galing, di ba? So you see, all of these things, financial wellness means so many things to different people. But at the same time, there is that similarity, that fundamental similarity. Financial wellness is the overall health of our finances. And it is not one size fits all because it's not that simple. It intersects with our mental health, emotional health, social well-being, physical health. And that is why it is different from one person to another. It's not a matter of saying, okay, if I have this much money in the bank or if I have this much total net asset value, then I'm financially healthy. Otherwise, I'm not. It's not as simple as that. Because it means different things to different people. And that is why I also call it FQ. This financial well-being is what I call FQ, financial intelligence quotient. It is our ability to make sound decisions and actions in managing our personal finances. It's not enough that we know. We know about interest rates or inflation, etc. That's not enough. But we have to have the corresponding behavior. So in other words, FQ is the IQ and EQ of managing money. If you want to know where you stand right now, there's an FQ test that you can take. It's found in FQ the F Intelligence, or you can also take it online for free. Just scan this QR code, or maybe we can share the link in the comment section right now. After this event, then you can go check how well you fare in the knowledge and behavior part. Okay? So, why is it important to have that security of having a high FQ? Because let's face it, no matter how successful you are in the other aspects of your life, but if your financial condition is in a mess, you will live a stressful life. As a matter of fact, that financial stress will catch up with you, that it will soon adversely affect the other aspects of your life, even those that you are doing well at. So it's really, really very important. I'd like to share with you my story. Back in kindergarten, well, I am a daughter of an Ilocano couple from Lawag, Ilocos Norte. So you know naman what they're known for, di ba? Excuse me, not kuripot, but frugal. Any Ilocanos in the house? Write in the comment section. So, naimbag nga aldaw, kada kayo amin apo. My parents, even if I was born here in Metro Manila, my parents taught us the language and also the virtue of being frugal. But my mom, fortunately, she didn't teach us in the melodramatic way na mahirap kitain ng pera, hindi ganon eh. I actually remember her saying, live within your means, but enjoy the fruits of your labor. As a matter of fact, I kind of liken it to a diet. Diba? When you're always nagda-diet and you feel deprived, parang it's not sustainable. So I remember Doc Candy talked about the 80-20. So medyo mag-80-20 rin tayo. Once in a while, let's also treat ourselves, di ba? And, okay, this is my childhood money memory. And I do suggest to you that you also go down your childhood money memory. There are exercises found in the book because that's very important to get to the fundamental of your family money story. I do remember that back in kindergarten, I have a pretty aunt Vicky, and she gifted me with an alcansya shaped like a transistor radio, and it really motivated me to save. Also, at that time, as early as kinder, my mom already gave us weekly allowance. Hindi pa uso ang weekly noon, daily pa. Kasi di ba baka ubusin lang nung bata. But of course, my mom said, if you finish it before the end of the week, sorry ka na lang. So it really helped all of us to be very good in budgeting money. It wasn't just budgeting that I went out for, but also saving. I was so proud. I had a classmate, a cousin classmate back in kinder. I think her baon was like, her daily baon was like my weekly baon. But I don't remember being jealous kasi I was so proud of myself that I was able to sustain my regular saving in my alcansya. It was so nifty, parang cool na cool. And of course, when I got married, this went on, the saving. I've been a saver since kinder. So that's what I can say. Fortunately, my husband also shared more or less the same money values with me. So while married, these were the funds that I made sure we had. So maybe you can also take down notes. These are the funds. Whether you're married or still single, you should have this. First is the monthly expense fund. How much money do you really spend on a monthly basis? So put this is usually in your ATM, or sometimes there's also cash at home, right? And then just make sure na hanggang dito ka lang. Lalo na dun sa mga nag-uumpisa pa lang. And then there's emergency fund. This is equivalent to 6 months to 1 year of your expenses. And please, don't put this in your ATM account, or not even under your mattress. Why? Because I don't want it to be so easily accessible for you that you may just announce emergency unnecessarily. Baka mamaya say lang emergency. So put it in short-term money market instruments such as short-term money market fund or time deposits. Lagyan mo ng konting barrier before you can withdraw it para hindi ka nagkakaroon ng mga emergency powers unnecessarily. Next, protection fund. This is very, very important, especially for those who have dependents. When our sons were still our dependents, we made sure that we were covered term life insurance for breadwinners, and also insurance on big ticket items such as house and car, and medical insurance. The one from the company, we just augmented it to include those for our dependents. And then we have dream funds. So these are probably you want to build a house, you're planning this nice trip na medyo expensive, wedding anniversary, etc. So make this a combination of fixed and equity, bonds and equity funds. We can discuss a little bit more on this maybe in the Q&A because I only have 20 minutes to talk to you. And then retirement fund. Guys, even if you're still very young in your 20s, you have to start already building your retirement fund. Because the reality is, we now hop from one job to another. So wala na tayong malaking retirement fund na makukuha once we reach the age of 60 or 65, depending on what age you want to retire. So these are best invested in equity index funds. A lot of people are scared to invest in the stock market because of the fluctuation that happens. But this is what I want you to remember. If you're saving and investing for your retirement, that is a long-term horizon, especially those na mas bata pa nagdihamak sa akin. You have a lot of time, so you don't bother yourself with the daily or even the per second fluctuation. Sabi nga ng anak ko, you have to zoom out because really, if you're invested in blue chip companies or better yet, in equity index funds, those will go up because companies are parang live creatures yung mga yan. Kumikita yung mga yan. Okay? So this being frugal and being vigilant about our expenses, about our funds, allowed my husband to take his early retirement. And most importantly, that being vigilant allowed me to take the plunge and give up a very promising investment banking career in order to raise our 3 sons. Here they are. Our oldest is Martin on the right. Our middle born is Enrique on the left, and our bunso is Anton. So maybe this was one of the most important decisions I made in life because before we knew it, eto na sila. And for parents out there, I'm sure, alam niyo yung feeling na, oh, this is the biggest sigh of relief pag tapos na magpaaral, di ba? So, our oldest, Martin, Celine also knows Martin. Magkakaklase kami sa Gallup. After 3 years in a multinational corporation, already put up his own brand audit and consultancy firm. He caters to small and medium companies and even large companies right now and really deal with branding in a deeper way. Enrique, who after his stint as an equity analyst, already joined the firm and he is our financial architect. He's a CFA, Chartered Financial Analyst, and he helps individuals and employees of companies have a high FQ. It's so nice because he recently just joined us, but he already has a lot of clients and they're raving about his service, including Robbie Domingo, who does talagang ine-endorse for free. So we have a son in the marketing industry and one in finance industry. Meron din kaming semi-showbiz. This is Anton, our youngest, and he is a mixed VJ, professional host and choreographer, and a podcaster. So I'm sharing this with you because Marvin, my husband, and I had that confidence to just allow them to follow their passion, their calling, because we knew that we were able to raise them already to have that high FQ. A lot of parents get in the way with what their children will take up. We have a niece, gustong mag-nursing, hindi gustong mag-animation, hindi pinayagan, pinilit mag-nursing because they didn't know what animation was at that time. But the reality is, nobody really knows what profession, what course would really earn well when our children enter the workforce, diba? But we can only aspire, we can only raise them to have a high FQ so that we can be comfortable na hindi sila gugutumin. In other words, if you're able to raise them with high FQ, you are arming them with financial, with economic self-defense already. Okay? So, when people would tell me na, Rose, it's easy for you to say because you and Marvin are in the finance industry. Well, there was really an advantage, but the more closely I look at their growing up years, the more I am convinced that you don't have to have finance people for your parents in order to have a high FQ. Why? Because the laws of money are pretty simple. As a matter of fact, iyan po ang aking inspiration to rewrite a classic, The Retelling of the Richest Man in Babylon, where I shared, sinimplify ko into 3 basic laws of money. Let's go through them very quickly. The first law of money is to pay yourself first. This talks about savings, and it just gives you a shift in mindset that saving is not depriving yourself, but prioritizing yourself, particularly your future self. The second law of money is to get only into a business that you understand and seek advice only from competent people. So dapat alam nyo kung saan kayo magaling. Wag lang gaya-gaya. And the third basic law of money is to make your gold work for you, make an army of golden slaves before you buy luxury. This is delaying gratification. So maybe you'll say, if the laws of money are simple, how come a lot of people are still having problems with money? Which is the truth, diba? It's because simple is not always easy. Let's have a short bio lesson here. This is the way we are wired. The prefrontal cortex is our rational brain, and the limbic system is our emotional brain. When I give you a math problem, you use your prefrontal cortex. But the limbic system, that's the seat of our emotions. Alam niyo yung inside out, nandiyan lahat yung happiness, anger, disgust, etc. And if I ask you, which of these 2 brains drives our behavior? It's the limbic system. So even if we already know, alam na natin yung basic laws of money, basic laws of relationship, of being healthy, how come we don't do it? Because there's a big gap between knowledge and behavior. And that is why my approach when it comes to teaching about money and family is the use of behavioral economics. This is simply the fusion of traditional economics, that which assumes that we're always rational, diba? Always maximizing utility, minimizing cost, and psychology. And that is the content of my latest baby. As in, ngayon ko lang natanggap ang mga print copies. This is a 2-in-1 book. It talks about why financial education alone does not work. So there's a crash course in behavioral economics. And the flip side talks about the psychology of money. Here we will understand kung ano ba yung pinaggagawa ng limbic natin. But I promise there's no nosebleed here because I make use of two fun characters. Si Rational or Makatwirang Mak at saka si Emotional Emong. So if you're interested to get a copy, you can scan the QR code or just click the link that we'll provide in the comment section. Okay? So, paano ngayon yan? How do we now bridge the gap between the knowledge and the behavior? We have to have some sort of FQ hacks. Balikan natin yung first basic law of money. Paano ba yan? Kahit alam naman natin na dapat nagsisave tayo every time you receive your sweldo. Parang hirap gawin, di ba? So this is your hack. And this is a very, very important hack. You automate it na. Check with your payroll bank. Baka meron na sila nung mga easy investment plan. One-time sign up, and then you will just, when the sweldo comes, it automatically goes to your investment account. You are now protecting yourself from yourself. Di ba lagi naman tayo maraming gastos? But if you always do the income minus expenses equals savings, puro tira-tira lang po matitira dyan. So when you get old and when you retire, you will be living on tira-tira. Hindi yata nakaka-belle de jour yon, di ba? Nakakapangit po may problema sa pera. Second law of money, what's the hack that we should do here? Kasi kadalasan, no, para bang, you look at what your friends, your family members are doing that is earning a lot of money. But that should not be the case. You should be looking deep down into yourself. And let's borrow the philosophy of the Japanese. They call it the Ikigai. It's the intersection of that which you are good at, with that which you love to do, that which the world needs from you, and that which you can be paid for. So, alamin natin kung ano ba talaga yon. Yung example ko kanina, that niece who took up nursing, kasi the parents prevailed upon her, she never practiced. So now she's doing some sort of animation na rin. Okay, the second part of the second basic law, to listen only to competent people. In the online world, ang daming mga guru-guru dyan, you have to vet your sources because kung hindi, masa-scam lang po kayo. The third basic law hack, this is now the law that separates those who just get by from those who are able to accumulate wealth. Diba, ako rin naman, gusto ko rin naman to enjoy luxury. But when is the right time to enjoy luxury? Simplehan na natin. Meron akong FQ Mom guideline for that. Buy luxury only if you can afford to buy 10 pieces of it. Medyo mabagsik, but it's easy to remember and implement. Implement, baka hindi masyado easy. But here's the example. Suppose you want to buy that bag, but it's 100,000 pesos. Once you've saved up for 100,000 pesos, may karapatan ka na bang bilhin? Wala pa po. If you're gonna ask FQ Mom, add another 0. 10 times eh. Kung may 1 million ka na, then you can consider buying that luxury. Okay? So, I was asked to give 3 things that you should stop doing now to attain financial wellness and have a high FQ, and here they are. Stop blaming others for your financial woes. Ako, meron akong deadline eh. At the age of 24, wala ka ng karapatan sisihin ang iyong childhood, yung mga magulang mo. Sabi mo, my parents didn't teach me, didn't raise me to have a high FQ. Or, I had this relative na mayaman, but he's so cruel, so that's why I don't want to be mayaman. Wala na po yun. Stop blaming others. Next, kung hindi nyo kaya pigilin ang sarili sa online shopping, I suggest you delete the apps that are dangerous to financial wellness. And third, stop procrastinating. Pagkatapos pa lang ng event na to, let's do something about it. And lastly, the 3 things you can start doing now to attain financial wellness or high FQ. Number 1, yung isang hack natin kanina, gawin nyo na yan. Super. Ito talaga pinakamagaling to. Automate your saving and investing. No matter how small your salary is, my helpers at home, automatic na po ang saving and investing nila. So parang meron silang self-esteem, no need to bale kasi may emergency fund na sila na nasa-save automatically. So when they need something, hindi na sila, ma'am, babali po. Ma'am, I need my emergency fund. Di ba? Parang bongga. Second, create a balance sheet. Okay. For those who were traumatized by their accounting 101 back in school, this is just, think of it just like it's a selfie of your assets and liabilities. Just list down the assets of value that you own and then also list down all your debts. And then, ma-minus nyo yung debts doon sa assets, that's your net asset value. When you have this, there's a clear picture in your mind. It's also easier for you now to, what is your ambition? How much net asset value would you really want in order to feel really secure and say, I'm okay. My financial wellness is A-okay. And third, take the FQ test so you know where you are right now. Ang dami-dami ko pang gustong ikwento at sabihin sa inyo, but this is all the time that I have. Thank you very much. We can continue the conversation. You may follow me on my Facebook and YouTube as FQ Mom and Twitter and Instagram as the FQ Mom. Maraming salamat po and cheers to High FQ.
Cheers to High FQ! Grabe naman yung talk na yun, Rose. Please engage with our Bellas. I'm sure they have lots of questions on our comments because I don't think we have enough time for the Q&A later to accommodate everything. Bagsak ako sa FQ test mo, 55% lang ako. My gosh!
May sasabihin ako pagkabagsak mo. No need to fret because that is not cast in stone. All you need to do, I forgot to mention kanina, after mag-calendar na kayo, July 23 after 6 months, when you do the tweaks, when you take the test again, for sure, mas mataas na yung FQ score mo.
For sure. Because, culturally, di ba, cannot blame na your past, but money is energy. I think if we all also realize that money is energy, it enables us to afford all the well-being aspects that we want to live in our life, di ba? So, isipin natin yun, Bellas. Money is energy. Thank you so much, Rose. Bella, don't just leave your speakers and Q&A. So, get ready with your questions. We will see what we can answer later, but I request our speakers, please visit our comment sections. Pakisagot what you can. I'm sure you have tons. Before we proceed, I'd like to share a video from our partners from BPI PhilAm on their take on how to motivate people live healthier, longer, better lives. Yung nakakaganda.
Meet Pia, a 32-year-old career mom.
Hi.
Recently, she's been thinking of making a change in her lifestyle. Isn't that right?
Yep.
Good thing she knows a BPI PhilAm bank assurance sales executive who can help her get an insurance policy bundled with PhilAm Vitality.
PhilAm Vitality?
That's right, Pia. PhilAm Vitality is a science-backed wellness program that will help you live healthier and reward you for it.
Really? You're going to help me become healthier?
Exactly. And I'm here to tell you how. Let's go meet your BPI PhilAm bank assurance sales executive. Great! Once you avail of an insurance policy bundled with PhilAm Vitality, you will receive your membership kit. Next thing you need to do is to activate your account online. You will receive an auto-registration via email from BPI PhilAm customer service. Just click the link to change your password and complete the security questions. That's about it. You can now use your PhilAm Vitality account. Just log in and you're all set. You'll be on your way to living better.
Sounds easy enough. What's next?
You'll now be able to start your PhilAm Vitality journey and earn points for rewards. The more points you earn, the higher your PhilAm Vitality status goes, and as a result, more rewards for you.
Really?
Yep. First step is to know your health. Just go to the PhilAm Vitality website where you can find many activities that will help you find out the state of your health. For instance, you can do the PhilAm Vitality Health Review to discover your PhilAm Vitality age and your health goals. You can also do the mental well-being and nutrition assessment online. At the same time, there are PhilAm Vitality medical screening partners all over the Philippines. They will offer you discounts to encourage you to take the PhilAm Vitality Health Check to know more about your health. Just go to any branch for your BMI, blood pressure, cholesterol, and glucose. If you're found to be in the healthy range, you're going to earn more points. There are also different advanced screens that policyholders can avail, such as a mammogram, pap smears, and more. It's also best to do the preventive care activities like flu vaccination and dental assessment. And while you're at it, visit Film Vitality's fitness partner to do the fitness assessment.
Alright, I think I can do those.
Sure you can. And if you do most of these and reach 10,000 points or more, your Film Vitality status will move up from bronze to silver. It's that easy.
Wow, you're right.
After understanding your health status, the next step is to improve your health. Once you do the Film Vitality Health Review, you will be given personalized health goals, which you can see on your online account. Just keep working on your health and achieve as many goals as you can. One way to do this is to exercise regularly. Film Vitality will help you by giving you a huge discount on elite membership at Gold's Gym and championship membership at UFC Gym. Work out as often as you can because you can earn 100 points per gym visit. If you're not a gym goer, you can still improve your health and earn points by simply walking. Just download a free fitness app or get a fitness device and sync it to your Film Vitality account. If you take 7,500 steps, you earn 50 points. If you reach 12,500 steps, you get 100 points. You can also download the Film Vitality app to help you monitor your progress. Choose between working out at the gym or achieving your step goals. If you do these activities consistently for a few months, you will achieve Gold Film Vitality status in no time.
Wow, that's it?
Told you it's easy. To inspire you even more to improve your health and stay active, Film Vitality will let you enjoy discounts from partners like Toby's and Garmin.
Nice.
You can also declare participation in any organized fitness events on the Film Vitality website to earn points. If you are a non-smoker, might as well do the online non-smokers declaration and take part in Film Vitality community activities. And it would be great if you could encourage your friends and the rest of your family to live healthy through your example. After all these, it would be time to enjoy the rewards.
Wow, tell me more.
Alright, this includes discounts and perks from hotel, travel, and entertainment partners. Your family will surely love it. Best of all, with Film Vitality, you can also enjoy a unique reward. An additional coverage on your annual premium, which no other insurance plan can give you.
Seriously?
Yes, you get an upfront 20% additional coverage on any of BPI Film Vitality's integrated products, which could increase depending on your Film Vitality status. Now, isn't that a great motivation?
That's amazing. Can't wait to get started.
Just like Pia, you too can easily begin your wellness journey. Visit any BPI branch near you and talk to our BSE about our Film Vitality integrated products.
Ayan, there you have it from BPI PhilAm. So, Bellas, what do you think? Are we all going to be hashtag women being well? Let's increase our vitality by making sure that we are able to speak all of the languages of wellness. For the meantime, I'd like to remind you to still take part in our promos. Stay tuned because at the end of the program, we'll be announcing the 10 raffle winners who will win a vitality kit curated by BDJ. Make sure you sign up at the link we'll be flashing for a chance to get called. Winners of the raffle draw should be present or will forfeit the prize and move on to another winner. Type in your reflections. Alam ko ang dami na, and we'll select 5 winners of a Quest Journal Mini. And it's still not too late. Share this live stream, and the top 10 who gets the most engagement will win a digital wellness kit, a cash flow tracker, and a 200 peso voucher on crazyaboutpaper.com. We'll also be selecting 5 top badgers or the most active in the comment section who will win a Quest Journal Mini. Host a watch party and invite your friends to watch with you. Watch party host who gets the most viewers will win a Quest Journal Mini and the Essentials Notebook. The first 20 hosts will get a digital wellness kit, a cash flow tracker, and another 200 peso voucher at crazyaboutpaper.com. And then if you post a picture of your watch party with your friends, virtually or personally, with the hashtag Women Being Well, you'll get the chance to win another Vitality Kit. Stay with us until the end of the live and we'll also give you exclusive downloadables. I'm sure ang dami ninyong nakita dito na parang, shucks, sana may worksheet ako na ganon. So, stay tuned, okay? Don't forget to sign up para makuha niyo yung Vitality Kit. We'll flash the link on the screen. Again, drawing 10 winners after, so make sure you're present hanggang sa katapusan. See you, okay? Ayan na nga, huwag na nga tayo mag-break. So, dali, mag-panel discussion na tayo. And at BDJ, hindi ba we really advocate for all of us to live our best life? Kaya nga tayo may mga patok or mga, kaya our planners are really full of inspiration and empowering messages. So, for this session, I'd like to call on and join our panelists. Our president, Dar, andiyan ka ba? Because really, all of these... Ayan! Hi, Dar!
Hi!
Are you feeling well?
Yes! Grabe, sobrang galing ng mga panelists natin today. I'm very...
Sobrang nakaka-energize,
Yes.
di ba? Ayan, so for this session, we'll ask some questions to all our speakers. So, prepare. Ayan, okay? Tingnan natin. So, si Dar din, baka din gustong sumagot. Are you there? Hi, Doc Candy. Welcome back, Coach Celine, Ayan, and Rose. Okay, so the first question that we got, you know how they say it's important to take care of yourself first so you can take care of others. So for each of you, what do you mindfully do for yourself that is key to your wellness and vitality? Let's start from Dar, since you're our new panelist.
On my new panelist. What I actually do for myself is actually really going to sleep on time. Because I really value sleep. Being a mom, I guess, with 2 young kids, I feel like that's a big, important source of energy for me. So
Sige,
that's
how
really-
about sleeping talaga, no? Oo, kailangan mag-recharge. How about you, Doc? Maliban sa, syempre, yung sarili nyong services sa clinic.
Okay, so
Ako kasi yun yung sasagot ko eh. That's what I do. I go to Centro Holistico.
mga pinapaturok mo sa sarili mo.
Oo, yung mga kristal-kristal natin.
Ako, more spending time with my family. Sorry, nangungulit yung aso ko. Spending time with my family and with my husband, yung me time namin dalawa is working out, exercise. So like now, we go on walks or I join him in the golf course because yun yung time namin together. So that's one of the things that I do.
Connection. Ika nga ni Ayan. Coach, kayo, anong mindful activity for yourself?
So I do a lot. One thing I do want to share is on weekends, and today is a Saturday, so that's going to do that. I'm going to do that. My room becomes my club because it's
Club.
can't go out and dance with friends, right? Can't go to concerts and stuff like that. So literally, like, turn off my lights, and I have like different like star whatever stuff. So sometimes like my friends and I we watch like an online concert, and then it's streaming on one device or on our phone, and then we're messaging each other at the same time. And sometimes it's just me. It's just literally like dancing around in my room by myself.
Ang saya naman. Thank you, Coach. Ayan, how about you?
Gusto kong mag-join dun sa party ni Celine. Paki-invite
In the video, right? Ayan?
Yeah. But for me, apart from the same Dr. Candy, like socializing, Dar, getting sleep. Actually, I don't get a lot of sleep because I'm a midnight owl. But I bike. I just bought a bike and I started exploring my neighborhood. I don't drive. I have to wait for someone to pick me up in a car. I have to grab. So I felt like I needed the space to move freely. In my own volition. So ngayon parang, I've never seen this part of my neighborhood. Oh my God, palang tree or nature So parang it just made open up my eyes that even though I'm not traveling like I used to, I could actually travel and find new spots and spaces within my own neighborhood. And if you don't have the capacity to buy a bike, pwede rin namang lakad lang.
Pwede rin naman. Oh, how
Pwedeng pwede.
about you, Rose?
Siguro what I'd like to share is when the boy, di ba nagpaka-housewife ako, no? So when the boys were growing up, I was all talagang super occupied, focused attention ng mother. But on Fridays, Friday namin yan ni Marvin. Para bang ito sa sacred Friday night talaga, we would go out on a date para magbibihis din ako, no? As a matter of fact, what happened was that when he would be invited to cocktails or dinner because of work, alam na nila. So, pati ako kinukumbida. Ganon. And it really nurtured our relationship na parang even if I wanted to be with my children, pero kaming dalawa lang. So, it's been 31 years of being happily married.
Hashtag goals.
And guess what? And guess what? How many times have we exchanged vows? Ang hilig kong ikasal. How many times? Guess lang. Guess
Goals
kayo.
na talaga.
3.
5? Okay. Sino pa may ibang guess? 3.
10?
Hindi naman. 6 times.
Ay, hindi eh. Kasi, well, baka nga
Every
2.
year. Every other
6
year.
na eh. 6 na.
6 na. Saya.
Sinusuot
I do.
sinisiksik ko talaga yung katawan ko dun sa gown. So parang
Oh
it's
my
already my motivation na hindi ako lalaki.
Oo. Sige.
Sana
Sana all. I have a question from Rosel Alub. How can I manage my time in dealing with my responsibilities at home as a daughter, as well as the things I have to do as a goal-getter? Dahil I think parang ikaw dapat sumagot nito.
Sasabihin ko sana nga parang use a BDJ planner. but more than that, thank you. Actually, I think what's very important is being realistic and looking at time as something tangible. Because most of the time, especially nung pandemic, parang fluid yung time na anong petsa na ngayon, diba? Hindi na natin alam yung date. So I think it's really creating markers during the day and knowing what 1 hour is actually is for you, what 2 hours is, and so on. So it's very tangible. And when it's tangible, mas kaya mong ipasok what's realistic within your 24 hours. We all just have 24 hours. It's very tangible. You still need 6 to 8 hours of sleep. Kailangan nyo rin kumain, and so on. So just being realistic and being tangible with your time.
Ayan. Thank you so much, Dar. Meron dito, once we've taken care of ourselves, di ba, it feels lighter and more joyful to take care of the other people around us. If love, quiz daw to para may points kayo bawat isa ha. If love has 5 languages, di ba, touch, time, acts of service, gifts, and words, what is your way of showing that you care for the wellness and vitality of the people around you? O pabalik naman, Rose.
Ako siguro, touch and words. Kaya,
Yun yung pag-show mo ng wellness and vitality. Touch the money. Parang ganon.
That's why all my sons, parang they're very good at conversations, which is not very usual, di ba, sa mga lalaki.
Oo.
Kasi talagang ako noon, how was your day? Hindi pwedeng fine. Talagang kailangan todo-todo. And yun din, yung pagbigay ng affirmation. And that's how they are also. My favorite gifts from them are letters, actually.
Aww. Ayan, ikaw.
I just can attest to that because Martin is also my friend. And I really
Oh my God,
like
dalawa ang
talking to him.
kilala ni Martin dito.
But I realized, I know, small world. But in terms of love language, parang what I realized from the test, because mine is touch and words also. But it depends on the person. Kasi ano yung preferred nila na love language compared to my love language. So parang I have to kind of balance that out. So for my boyfriend, service, acts of service. So I cook something. He's a chef, so it's really hard, but I cook him a meal from scratch that he could critique.
Ang
Because he
ganda.
likes that parang I'm trying his hobby, even though before I met him, I didn't even know how to cook rice. so parang, so parang now I cook a lot of things because of him. But it depends. For my friends, sometimes it's words because we don't see each other, so it's just Zoom. For my
Oo.
parents, it's also acts of service. So again, you have to match your love language depending on who is receiving it as well.
Ang ganda, no? Parang na-equate mo yung well-being, being well with loving, no?
Yes.
Coach kayo, what is your what's your way of showing that you care for the wellness and vitality of the people around you aside from having a dance party?
Myself, the dance. But, so I agree with what Ayan was saying. Like we all give love usually the way we like love. And oftentimes the conflict comes out when when you're complaining that, oh, you don't love me anymore. It's usually because it's not your love language isn't being spoken, right? So this is very similar. There are things I keep true to myself, and then there are things that I change depending or to be able to speak to the language of the other person. So for in terms of really well being of my friends and of the people I love, it would be like spending time with them. Because also I'm a psychologist and a coach. I have friends who come to me at like 3 in the morning and being available to help friends out. But if they're clients, there's no way I'm going to be available at 3 a.m. Right?
Oo nga.
What I do is my fiance. He's actually we're on long distance and he's actually in the States. So pandemic also the distance is even bigger, right? And so he has very high words of affirmation, which I'm not. I'm not mushy. I don't like the mga cheesiness and stuff in words. So what I do is I actually think of gifts and I put notes because I have the love language of gifts. So I send him gifts, I send him food, and then I put little notes on it. Another thing I do is like photo books. So I
Uh-huh.
like compile all our memories and like I even made one which is absolutely mushy already for me, which is like 10 things I love about you. And so there were like a few things, right? So those 10 things were like really stretched for me. I was like, I'm giving it as a gift. So it was my love language to match his. And then and when I work on projects with people, and even work, I if I'm leading the project at the end of the project, I actually send like random gifts and food to people as a thank you, and that definitely boosts their spirit.
Thank you, Coach. And Doc
Ako,
Candy, how about you?
because my husband, his love language is touch. So nasanay ako sa ganon. So I think even my kids, they got it. Na they like being hugged, they like being kissed, ganyan. So that's one. But like me personally, my love language is service and words of affirmation. So with service, libreng konsulta sa mga kaibigan, ganyan. Pero ano din, for example, we're together and then they order whatever my bad stuff for them. Talagang alam na nila na yung they love language nila. I take care of them. Kasi I guess just like the others, kung ano yung profession mo, yun yung malalabas mo. So yes, it's more of service. And that's my service to them, trying to keep
Oo.
as well as possible.
Same
Gusto ko yung
tayo.
gano'n.
Ako din, service. Tapos actually, gift giver din ako. Tapos naisip ko, eto problema, kaya hindi mataas yung FQ ko eh. Gift giver. Grabe. I'm sure mahaba pa itong usapan natin. Thank you so much, ladies. Thank you for joining us this afternoon because we are all women being well. Ayan, there you have it, Bellas. Maraming salamat. How well do you speak the wellness languages, everybody? How many languages have you embraced? I'm sure we have learned a lot today. And if you've been with us long enough, you know that at BDJ, we're all learners, eager to share and to support each other in our individual wellness journeys. So with this, how about all of us type below your learnings? We'll be reading all of them. Of course, we'll also be selecting the top 5 takeaways for this event. You can still participate. Meron pa rin tayo, mag-announce pa rin tayo ng 10 raffle winners who will win vitality kits. Those who share takeaways can also win Quest Journal minis, share the live stream, and the top 10 who has the most engagement will win a digital wellness kit, cash flow tracker, and 200 peso vouchers. And then, ano pa ba? May top badgers. And then those who hosted a watch party and invited their friends will also get a Quest Journal Mini and Essentials notebook. The first 20 hosts will get a digital wellness kit, cash flow tracker, and 200 peso voucher at Crazy About Paper. Those who posted pictures and use our hashtag Women Being Well will get a chance to win a Vitality Kit. Dami talaga. Stay with us, okay? For the downloadables. Before we end, okay, let's say thank you and bye to our wellness speakers. Maraming salamat.
Guys,
I'd like to call on our engagement art director, Jaja, for the raffle draw of the winners. We hope you enjoy the rest of the weekend. And don't forget, huwag niyo kakalimutan na may parting words to all of you, Bellas. Wait lang, Jaja. We can only be prosperous in love, health, time, and money if we are conscious, well, and balanced. Choose to live a life of wellness. Choose to live a life of vitality. Ayan, I will be signing off. Bye, Bellas. Jaja, take it away.
Bye! So, hi guys! Ayan! So, we're going to announce the 10 raffle winners nun sa mga nag-register dun sa bit.ly slash Women of Wellness na link. So, guys, nakapag-register na kayo, di ba? So, we picked already the 10 winners. And make sure na present kayo ngayon. Kasi kung wala, ma-forfeit yung prizes nyo. Then, okay, so I'm gonna announce first winner. Ayan. Si Arnel Christine Baquilar. Arnel Christine Baquilar, are you there? Ayan. Then second, si Faija Sakaluran. Faija Sakaluran. Ayan, nandiyan ba kayo? And please message please comment sa ano natin if you're here, if you're there. Ayan. Nandiyan ba sila? Si Arnel Christine Vaquilar. Nandiyan ba si Arnel Christian, are you there? Sige. We'll give you guys hanggang 4, 5 to confirm kung nandito kayo sa live. Okay, so the third winner is Catherine Kiambao. Catherine Kiambao, andyan ka ba? Catherine Kimbao. Okay. Parang wala pa, no? Sige. Okay, for our next winner. Yan. Rose Ann Catanduanes. Rose Ann Catanduanes, are you there? Rose Ann? Okay. Ayan! I saw her. Hello! Ay! Ayan! Ayan, nanalo ka ng BPI Wellness Vitality Kit. Okay, Catherine Kimbao. Okay, next is Rose Ann Catanduanes. Are you there? Rose Ann Catanduanes. Okay. Sige, habang hinihintay natin yung mga first na nabanggit. Next is Carol Gao. Carol Gao. Yan, Carol Gao, andiyan ka ba? Ayan, may nag-hi. Carol Gao. Okay. Sige, ang next winner, and our sixth winner is Annalisa Ancotovera. Annalisa Ancotovera. Ayan. Nandiyan ka ba, Annalisa? Ayan. Okay. For our seventh winner, yan, si Joanne Gamayan. Joanne Gamayan. Nandiyan ka ba, Joanne? Joanne Gamayan. Yan, daming nagko-comment. Joanne Gamayan. And Faija, hello! Congratulations! You win BPI Vitality Kit. Okay, next is our eighth winner. Si Rice Faith. Rice Faith Libertario Francisco. Andyan, andyan ba kayo? Ayan, comment kayo, present, ganon. Ayan, si Rice Faith Libertario Francisco. Okay, sige. Our ninth winner. Paano ba to basahin? Zinochka Ilehay or Ilejay. Ilehay. Zinochka Ilehay. Ayan. Ayun yung seventh winner. Andiyan na siya. Congratulations. Okay. Zinochka. Zinochka Ilehay. Ayan. Please comment kung nandito kayo sa live. Then our 10th winner. Si Princess Canete. Princess Canete, are you there? Princess. Princess Canete. Okay. So I'll go through ulit the 10 winners. And for the first is Arnel Christine Vaquilar. Arnel Christine Vaquilar, are you there? Arnel Christine Vaquilar. Going once. Going. Guys, pag hindi kayo nag-comment, magtatawag ulit kami ng bagong set of winners. Okay. Okay, the second winner, andito na si Faija. Then third winner, si Catherine Kiambao, andyan na rin. Yung fourth winner, Rose Ann Catanduanes. Nandiyan ka ba? Rose Ann Catanduanes, are you there? Rose Ann Catanduanes. Then next is our fifth winner, Carol Gao. Nandiyan ba si Carol Gao? Then, sixth winner, si Annalisa Anco Tovera. Annalisa Anco Tovera. Nandiyan na ba? Ayan. Carol Gao. Andiyan. Ayan. Nandito na si Carol. Congratulations, Carol. Annalise. Okay. Our seventh winner, si Joanne Gamayan. Ayan, andyan na din kanina. Okay, our eighth winner, si Rice Faith Libertario Francisco. Andyan ba kayo? Okay. Ayan, may laba hair. Okay, congratulations. Okay, yung ninth winner. Si Zinochka Ilehai, Zinochka. Ilejay. Eh, it's Ilejay. Yung Zinochka, Zinochka. Nandyan ka ba? Okay, yung 10th winner. Si Princess Canete. Princess Canete. Princess Canete. Ayan.
Jazz. So Jaja, I think we have 3 winners who are here today. So last we'll do 7. So ulitin lang namin yung names. Kasi Jaja, please check the private chat. So right now, I think yung winners natin and then dito, yung number 2 mo, see how do you pronounce it? Can you type the name?
Faija.
Faija and then si Kato Kimbao is the 7th. Sino nga yung 7th winner? Is that correct?
Sakaluran.
Tama ba yung name?
Joan Gamayan. Sakaluran.
The earlier. So Faja is here. So we have 7 more prizes to give away. Come on. Choose your 7. Please type it out as the name para makita nila yung name nila. So yung mga yung walang nag-show up, please. Sorry, wala na. So we're awarding the 3 winners and we're choosing 7 more for the people who are staying in. Kasi ang dami pa. There are hundreds of us right now. So sayang naman yung winners who've actually stayed.
Okay.
Okay.
For another set.
7, the next 7.
The next 7.
Okay.
First is Christine Joy Piano. As in piano. Piano. Christine Joy Piano.
Ja, can you type it out as a banner, the winners?
Okay. Yes, Christine
Tapos
Joy.
dire-diretso mo na, 7.
Sige, Christine Joy Piano.
Oh, si Piano is here.
Yon, congratulations.
Nandiyan siya? Can we see it? Oh. Chat or Anne, please flash their names. For Piano.
Our next winner, si Sherlyn May Igonia. Sherlyn May Igonia. Ayan, nandiyan ba si Sherlyn May? Ayan, Sherlyn May, are you there? Hi.
Christine Joy. So we have 4 winners right now.
Sherlyn May Igonia. Okay, our next is Elisa Guantero. Nandiyan ka ba?
Okay.
Ayan. Okay, next is Angeline Marie Dalagit. Angeline Marie. Andiyan ka ba, Angeline Marie?
Ayan, I saw Angeli. Wait, sorry.
Ang dami susunod kasi ako nagko-comment.
Si Angeline. Go, Angeline, I see you.
Yes!
Please stay present. Yeah.
Ayan.
Yung mga nagko-congratsing. Lumabas yung name. So, meron na tayong 3 plus piano, 4 plus 5 is Angeline. So, we have 5 winners.
Okay, our next winner. Si Shaira Distura. Shaira Distura? Shaira Distura, are you there? Shaira Distura. Ay, hindi ba si Shaira Distura? Okay, sige. I'll announce the next one. Okay, next is Maria Myrene Ilao. Maria Myrene Ilao. Maria Myrene. Nandiyan ba si Maria Myrene? Maria Myrene. Wala pa. Okay, next. Yan. Yung last sa list ng 7 winners. Oh, Casey Gison. Casey. Okay, nandiyan na ba? Okay. Okay, we'll do another round dun sa bagong set. Si
Next,
Shirley.
5.
Guys,
Wala pa.
comment
Last
kayo.
5. Oh, go. Jaja, bilisan natin. Go. Kung ano natin. Wala, diba? Okay, last 5. Last call na. Let's give a chance to the ones here.
1-0. Last call.
Okay.
Okay, next. Shaira Distura. Andiyan ka ba? Last call.
Okay, next 5 na.
Next. Ayan, wala talaga. Okay, so we're
Go
going
na,
to
next na.
another set. Okay. Olivia Mauricio. Andiyan ba si Olivia Mauricio? Ayan. Next. Si Rona Dayuday. Andiyan ba kayo? Okay, next is Joanna Velasco. Wala pa rin?
Okay, next.
Next is Ran Osenar. Okay. Then next is Janeline Gutierrez.
Don't worry for the others. You still have chances to win for yung mga Badger takeaways. So we'll be announcing the winners on that next week in our social media post. So please check in.
Okay. So may dun sa last 5 na kinol ko, meron bang present? Si Olivia Mauricio, Rona Dayuday, Joanna Velasco, Ran Osenar, and Janeline Gutierrez.
Parang wala. Okay, let's go another 5. Go.
Ay, wala. Another 5. Hanggang sa
Dito na sa comment. Mag-count na lang mo every on the 10. Come on, go, Jaja. Next.
Okay, another set. And Jenny Lynn Banzuela. Jeneline Banzuela. Andiyan ka ba?
Si Rona daw present.
Oh,
Did you have
okay.
nag-comment ba siya? Sorry, we're
Oo.
checking also eh.
Yeah, comment. Guys, pag once called yung name nyo, mag-comment kayo para we can, hagila pa.
Oo, we can check them.
Yeah. Okay. Para
Here. Is there a Rona? Rona Rosales winner? Did you call her Rona Rosales? Just that.
Rona Rosales. Oh, wala. Ay, Rona Dayuday. It's Rona Dayuday, hindi Rosales.
Okay. So if Rona Rosales is also Rona Dayuday, we can allow for it. I don't know, but parang during the claim, you have to share lang the your ID para share tayo sa mga tao na present. Ang
Yeah.
hirap kasi na ibang Facebook names nyo.
Yeah. Si Jeneline Banzuela. Ayan, si Jeneline Banzuela.
So Rona Rosales is right now Rona Dayuday. So
Yes,
we have 6 winners, but we would need the identification ha kasi iba yung name sa Facebook and iba yung name mo sa registration. So we still have to match this. So we have 4 winners. Next. Yes, 4 winners.
Okay, next is Baby Girl. Wow. Baby Girl Oliva.
Baby girl.
Baby girl. Ayan. And yung susunod is Gemaline Jimenez.
4.
Hmm?
Dito ba? Wait, may present. Ay, hindi. Nalilito ako sa nagpa-present eh. So, parang yung akala ko winner, pero hindi. Okay, sige. Sa last 3, tapusin natin to. Tapos yung last 4, magbibigay ako ng, ano ba ibibigay natin? Magbibigay ako ng go signal. Bibigay ako ng go signal. Tapos, maglalagay lang kayo ng, ano ba, yung, kaya ba natin yung bilangin? Yung 10th na lalabas or mahirap?
First 10.
Oo. I know. Alam ka na. Sige, meron na ba? Si Celine. Present daw. May, are you the same person? But May Maracel? Ayan. So, meron na tayong 7 winners. Tama, di ba? Egonia. So, 3 na lang. Wala na. Last call. Okay, wala na. Okay, sige. Mag-ano tayo. Mag-change tayo for everyone who are present here today because you guys are still here and we appreciate you guys being here and being so active in the chat box. So, meron tayong 3 prizes left. Okay? So, I will ask a question and the 10th answer. My question will be the winner. Okay?
Okay.
Anne and Jaja. Jaja, ikaw kaya ikaw mag-click, i-show mo kung sino yung winner. Okay? So, pumili ng 10. Okay. So, right now, what is the hashtag of this event? What is the hashtag of this webinar? Sobrang dali na. Yung winner who will get this is the 20th post na makikita ni Jaja.
20th.
20th. Go sa comment. Ayan. Go. So, yung tamang sagot ha.
Ang dami.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Tama ba ba?
Biglang
Wala ako sa tawag ng
biglang natabunan. Wait lang.
Wait. Okay. Let me start ko
Hindi.
Okay, ulit. Wow, ang bilis, guys.
Oo nga yun. 2, 3, 4.
Okay, we'll start. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20! Si Kate!
Congrats!
Ang galing! So, congratulations! Our 8th winner is Kate Villas. Okay. So, stand by. I-read ko yung comments. Sobrang dami. Okay. Congratulations, Kate. So, you're our 8th winner. Nag-work. Actually, I saw you posting several times, pero hindi tumama yung number until yung 28th. 20th. Okay. Our next question is, what's the name, so kahit first name lang, of our host for today? So, this is number 30. 30. Pinapahirapan ko tayo. Who is our host today? What's her first name? The 30th answer comment will be our winner. So again, pwede kang mag-reply ng reply kung kayo sumakto. Perfect. Okay. Sige. Wait.
Wrong spelling, wrong.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 si Lay. 17, 18, 19. Oo, pero hindi ako mawala. Wait lang 19. Ano ba yun ulit? Ang bilis niyo. Hindi nakasunod yung fingers ko. Wait.
Doon nag-end kay ano.
Ano mo ba yung kay Key? 19 kay Key?
Ayan, 19. 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25,
Ikaw na.
26, and 26, 27, 28, 29, 30.
30. Flash mo. Flash mo yung
Full
30.
name.
Janina Reyes. Janina, you are our 9th winner. Okay. Our 10th question. So, hindi na namin papahirapan sarili namin. 25. Yung number 25th commenter will get the winning, the last vitality kit. Okay, so who was our sponsor who made this event possible? 2 words yung name So it needs to be complete, hindi pwedeng one or the other. 25th comment wins the last and 10th prize of the vitality kit.
Go!
Madali lang. Twenty-fifth comment.
Then, naglo-load pa rin yung sa akin.
Ha?
Naglo-load pa rin yung sa comment.
Oo, yung ano no, yung section. Sorry, I think there's a lag in Facebook and StreamYard on the back end. So please be patient kasi ang bilis nyo. Siguro nagulat sila. Ang daming nagko-comment.
Puro Jasmine pa yung lumalabas sa
Oo,
akin.
may lag pa na mga humahabol sa Jasmine. Pero meron na tayong winner there. So, BPI still syempre sinagot ko yung answer. Pero meron ng number 1. 1, 2, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 21. Si Danica naman biglang nag-load. 21, 22, malapit na. 23, 24, 25. So our winner is Jill Daniela Carlos. So congratulations to all our winners today. Yay! And thank you, Jaja. Thank you, everyone, for staying. Please check out our Facebook pages next week as we announce the winners of our active top badgers and sharers for this event. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.